So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's get the money, spend the money.
All that money.
It took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone. Trust me. Now it's
Why do you think he does those things though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money
I don't
after
think
all
he
these
needs
years?
the money.
The boxing world isn't pulling any punches when it comes to criticizing Floyd Mayweather these days. From questionable exhibition fights to rumors about mounting debts, the once unshakable legacy of Money Mayweather appears to be unraveling, and fast. And at the heart of it all is an uncomfortable truth gaining traction. Floyd might be going broke. One of his most outspoken critics, Oscar de la Hoya, Mayweather's longtime rival both in
our portfolio. I got this out of Real Deal, by the way. Now, some of these properties listed are 410 10th Avenue and Hudson Yards. You got Jersey City's Harborside Office Complex. You've got the Aon Center in Chicago and the old post office. We got Floyd Mayweather back in the real estate news again. This guy's on an acquisition spree like I haven't seen in a long time. You got to remember, in October, he bought a portfolio of multifamily properties in and around Manhattan for $402 million. Well, this time he went all in on office property for a $10 billion.
Inside and outside the ring. Oscar has never been one to sugarcoat his opinions, and now he's doubling down. In his eyes, Floyd is doing everything he can just to stay relevant. Back when Mayweather was actively fighting, the cash was flowing like a waterfall. Millions per fight. Luxury watches. Rare cars he barely drove. Private jets with personalized interiors and strip club appearances that ended in literal showers of money. But according to De La Hoya, that lifestyle was never built to last unless those massive paychecks kept coming in. Oscar claims Mayweather's flashy image was essentially a balloon kept afloat by high-stakes earnings. And while Floyd often mentions investments, vague references to skyscrapers in the Middle East, gold mines...
What you guys can do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings all belong to me. I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And
fashion lines and nightclubs. None of it, Oscar argues, brings in the kind of money needed to fuel the empire Floyd built. Recently, De La Hoya even took to social media to urge Mayweather to stop before there's nothing left to salvage. Floyd, you're 50 years old. You're a legend in this sport. Stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is expensive, and it gets tough. But protect your legacy while there's still something left to protect. And this isn't the first time Oscar de la Hoya has taken aim at Floyd Mayweather. Flashback to 2018, when Canelo Álvarez signed his historic $365 million deal with DAZN. De la Hoya was riding high. Golden Boy promotion.
To stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
Had just pulled off the most lucrative contract in boxing history. But instead of celebrating the moment, Mayweather swooped in with a jab of his own, claiming he could make that kind of money in a single fight. One fight. The arrogance didn't sit well with De La Hoya. He fired back hard, going straight to TMZ and unleashing a tirade. How unfair is it that Canelo announces this monumental deal, and here comes Floyd, crawling out from under his rock, trying to sabotage it, trying to steal the shine. Oscar didn't hold back. He's a lowlife. That's exactly what Floyd is. And those words weren't just a promoter defending his fighter. They were deeply personal. Fast forward to now, with Mayweather surrounded by whispers of lawsuits, real estate troubles, and looming tax issues, Oscar sees
and myself, we helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar de la Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar de la Hoya do? I'm sorry, Miss Disloyal Oscar de la Hoya do? He takes for the boxing. When we talk about loyalty, when you look at Canelo, Did Steven Espinoza and the Showtime team?
A man cornered. No amount of PR spin, flashy watches, or private jet flexes can cover up what's really happening. In his eyes, Floyd isn't just financially strained, he's emotionally and publicly unraveling. And it's not just Oscar sounding the alarm. Promoter Eddie Hearn has voiced his own concerns. He may not be as fiery as De La Hoya, but his words carry weight. Hearn points to Floyd's extravagant lifestyle, fleets of Bugattis, wild nights of six-figure gambling, and multiple estates with sky-high upkeep. In an interview,
he's gonna, that's gonna be his plan. So, just like I said, for back to your example, right? The Airbnb, you get a place. I mean, there's a couple ways to do Airbnbs. Yeah. You can do it to where you're what's it called? You see that? Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Now, the fact that he pointed out was that everybody knows that he got his own capital, which is money, right? But he still leveraged other people's money. Absolutely. So now he's making $300 million a month.
Interview with GR on Daily, he put it bluntly. I don't think he's got the money. He continued, I don't think he needs the money, but when you're spending like that, when you live that kind of lifestyle, you have to start wondering. Meanwhile, Mayweather continues to insist everything's fine. He says the exhibition fights are just for fun, not for the paycheck. I was born to be a fighter, and I'll die a fighter, he told critics. But to those around him, that doesn't quite add up. The image is crap.
Why do you think he does those things, though? Do you think
for money?
I
don't think he's got the money he says. That's what I think.
You think he still needs the money?
I don't think he needs the money. But when you got that lifestyle, right? So when you're spending what he's spending,
it's a lot of expense.
Mayweather continued
the art of boxing. I think sometimes when these guys carry on and they do the exhibitions and all that kind of stuff, it just sort of diminishes the legacy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's what I feel like's happened with Mayweather.
And this time, it might be beyond repair. Earlier this year, Gervonta Davis, once considered Floyd Mayweather's prized protege, dropped a bombshell. He claimed Mayweather had been detained in Dubai over unpaid debts. The allegation was explosive, though Floyd's camp quickly denied it.
Yeah, he will say some shit, but no, one thing, don't worry about that, but me and Eddie got it clear, didn't we, Eddie? Yeah. One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less.
So one day, somebody, because I don't have social media on my phone, so they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money, that's why he doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now. But Eddie will say some shit like
The rumor refused to die, and Davis isn't the only one hinting at money problems behind the scenes. Enter the Paul brothers. Logan Paul, who went toe-to-toe with Mayweather in a hyped exhibition match in 2021, has been relentlessly vocal about still not being paid in full. According to him, he's owed roughly $5 million from that fight, while Mayweather flaunted a supposed $30 million payday from the event. Logan says he's still waiting on his cut. My brother bought a jet. That's what happens when you fight Mike Tyson. Logan quipped in a recent
right now. And he owed people in Saudi Arabia money too.
video. I fought Floyd Mayweather, and he robbed me. He still owes me. Pay me that money, and then I can get a jet. The jab wasn't just about money. It was personal. Jake Paul recently purchased his own jet after raking in $20 million from his fight with Tyson. Logan wanted to do the same but claims Floyd stiffed him, leaving him grounded. This isn't just a petty feud. It's a public hit on Mayweather's brand. After all, if the man who built his identity on easy money isn't even paying his opponents, what does that say about the empire he built? Jake Paul didn't mince words either. On his podcast, he accused Floyd of clinging to a collapsing illusion. He's scared to lose the money image, Jake said. Floyd was the greatest boxer of his era, no doubt.
Logan Paul, he said you owe him some bread.
That comes with the territory. Right. To them, that's real money. The money is not coming fast enough. That's why when they say money on the back end, as far as pay-per-view, it take a while. But be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
But times don't last. Legacy doesn't pay the bills. It's a harsh take, but one that's starting to stick in the fight world. More and more people are looking past the 50-0 record and seeing a man desperately trying to keep a crumbling empire afloat. And here's the truly tragic part. Floyd's fall isn't just about money. It's about relevance, about ego, about image. He could have retired as the most successful boxer in history. Instead, we're watching him bounce around the globe, booking exhibition matches against YouTubers, MMA fighters, and social media influencers, many of whom don't even respect him. They just want the clout. And the painful truth. According to fans, Floyd needs them just as much. He needs the ticket sales, the attention, the illusion that he's still money.
He's 5'9", but it is what it is. Chilling, sitting right here watching the Thriller in Manila, Ali versus Frazier documentary. Come check it out.
There are also
the Rolls Royce. For those that don't know what an EWB is, that's an extended wheelbase Rolls Royce. I need the leg room. I know I ain't that tall, about 5'8.5". Some days
Mayweather. But illusions only last so long. Behind the curtain of the Mayweather myth, there's growing chatter in boxing circles that Floyd Mayweather may be entangled in a financial web far more precarious than he lets on. Insiders whisper that he's deeply in debt to shadowy investors, the kind who fronted money for flashy ventures in exchange for lucrative profit shares that never came to be. According to sources, Mayweather made big promises, fell short, and is now scrambling behind the scenes to fix the fallout. The real estate scandal that's begun surfacing might just be the beginning. One former staffer at Mayweather Promotions, speaking anonymously to a UK tabloid, painted a grim picture. The company's bleeding. Most of the real business is happening offshore now, through shell companies linked to his exhibition fights. He's liquidating faster than he's earning. And yet, Floyd keeps posting. He's still talking about generational wealth, still showing off $500,000 stacks of cash on private jets.
I didn't get these. Yeah. I did?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we make the best of it. What I'm doing right now, that's what I do every day. Shop. That ain't nothing like. Couple bucks. Greg, come with me.
But to many, it's starting to look like performance art. The cracks are beginning to show. Oscar de la Hoya, Eddie Hearn, Gervonta Davis, the Paul brothers. Even voices once close to the inner circle are speaking out. And then came 50 Cent. His latest jab wasn't just another troll moment. It was sharp, deliberate, and aimed at the very core of the Mayweather image. The video he posted wasn't just for laughs. It was a calculated move to pull back the curtain. When he wrote, "Dan Champ, they caught you cap," it wasn't just a joke. It was a direct hit on the illusion Floyd's been selling for years. 50s always played the long game with his shots. The humor? That's just the sugar to make the truth go down. And this time, it hit hard. The laughter that followed wasn't just at Floyd's expense. It was a collective realization that the myth might be breaking. Even Jeff Mayweather, once a reliable defender of the brand, isn't offering full-throated support.
Insider has contradicted these claims, stating that the ownership of the buildings remains unchanged and they are not Mayweather's, as he stated. Many are left questioning why Mayweather would make such a bold, untrue claim about his financial dealings. Buildings in Upper Manhattan. Business Insider reported that no such deal appears to have occurred. Floyd recently posted a video on Instagram claiming he bought 6 apartment buildings, stating that they are all his properties with no partners involved. However, Business Insider...
His half-truths and carefully chosen words only add to the growing sense that something isn't right. That's the thing about illusions. They require constant maintenance. And the more extravagant the lie, the harder it is to hold together when the spotlight turns on. The illusion is cracking, and Eddie Hearn isn't whispering. Eddie Hearn didn't mince words. He didn't speak in riddles or sidestep the issue. He laid it out clean. There's no trail. There's no deal. This isn't about jealousy or old beef. It's about calling time on a narrative that's run its course. Because in boxing, credibility isn't optional. It's everything. When you start throwing around claims of deals involving Manhattan skyscrapers with nothing to show for it, the risk isn't just embarrassment, it's erosion. Erosion of a...
So, I mean, I'm not really going to speak on it. I mean, he should get paid because the fight's been over and it's been a while. So, I mean, Logan do deserve to get paid. He was there.
So I don't know if anyone's asked you your opinion on this, but what do you make of Floyd Mayweather not paying Logan Paul for their fight?
I have no idea of what's going on with that.
Legacy that, for years, felt untouchable. Floyd Mayweather was once the blueprint. Undefeated, unchallenged, unshakable. But lately, every new flyer with his face on it, promoting another overseas exhibition, feels less like history in the making and more like a hustle in motion. The opponents? They're no longer elite fighters. They're influencers, TikTok personalities, and aging names from other sports. The spectacle is still there, but the respect, that's slowly leaking out. Yes, Floyd's still cashing checks, smaller than his glory days, but still
starting to touch him, because Father Time waits for no man. So even the great Floyd, even TBE, is being hit by mediocre people, you know? Right now, ruining his legacy because he continues to have these sideshow fights and, you know, dudes that wouldn't normally touch him are
substantial by any standard. Yet the pressure of mounting unpaid debts is creeping closer. The Logan Paul fallout is the loudest red flag. That wasn't some underground sparring session. It was a global event with millions on the line. And yet Logan's still publicly chasing the rest of his money. He's not just annoyed. He's stunned. Because if money Mayweather can't even settle up after a mega event, what does that really say? This isn't just bad press. It's the kind of thing that chips away at a legacy from within.
Something to get something. And that's what these fighters don't want to do. They don't want to sacrifice nothing. When fighters get with Al, we want what Floyd got. We want a private jet. We want.
That's the kind of thing that
a lot of fighters now, when they come over to Mayweather Promotions, everyone, we want a new car. We want a house. We want an apartment. They want everything, but they don't really want to put in the work. And I got to where I got to by putting in the work. But you have to sacrifice.
Fighters who made less and risked more are still honoring their dues. But Floyd, the man who built an empire off the image of wealth, now finds himself at the center of whispers that sound more like broke behavior than billionaire bravado. Even his own circle feels the tension. Jeff Mayweather isn't launching attacks, but he's not defending Floyd blindly either. He knows the signs. He's seen fighters spiral, chasing relevance while sacrificing reputation. And from what insiders say, Jeff sees it now. Floyd's not chasing greatness anymore. He's chasing ghosts. What stings most is that it didn't have to be this way. Floyd could vanish tomorrow, retreat quietly, and let the world debate his legacy on their own terms. But instead, he's
stuff. Portfolio valued at $10 billion, including 18 office buildings spanning. I mean, he can do all this, but he can't pay his employees' salaries. $10 billion portfolio, 18 office buildings spanning 10 million square feet. Persona is money, 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 and you don't get paid. Well, that's exactly what it is for employees of Floyd Mayweather. Employees of his Los Angeles gym accused Floyd Mayweather of bankruptcy after failing to pay them. I mean, he's still buying.
Facing headlines, with shady real estate claims and meaningless exhibition scraps dressed up as comebacks. That's not reinvention. That's regression. And when someone like Teofimo Lopez speaks up, it cuts deeper. This isn't the rival throwing shade. It's the next generation sounding the alarm. Teo dethroned Lomachenko when few thought he could. He took risks. He knows what it costs to walk through fire. So when he watches Floyd bend the truth for another flash of spotlight, it stings because it reflects a deeper issue in boxing today. Protecting the brand is starting to matter more than taking the test. And that, more than any L in the ring, is
paper doesn't mean the corporation isn't out. So I could actually, technically it trademarks the term of it because his entire corporation is built on it. So I could tell you, you can't have TMT socks. You can't have that TMT shirt you got on.
What's unfolding isn't just
me to help them. So I could stop them from using TMT as their logo right now. Because
you wouldn't do that because y'all cool again.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing it. But to be honest with you, I incorporated TMT in Delaware while he was incarcerated because he didn't sign the